Hey there, this is Mr. Icarus, and welcome to a very special edition of Doom Mod Madness. This is special not just because we're playing a crazy version of Goldeneye made in the Doom engine. Oh hell no, this is special because this is the first Doom Mod Madness video I've made since breaking the 1,000 subscriber milestone. Oh yeah, we're celebrating. We're gonna do some shots. But first, I'd like to thank you guys, because without everyone that subscribed, without everyone that enjoys these videos enough to comment and to share, I honestly wouldn't be in this position right now. And I just want to tell you all that you guys absolutely rock. You are awesome. And I'm really looking forward to bringing you many, many more episodes of Doom Mod Madness in the future. Because let's face it, I'm not going to run out of mods anytime soon. They're just going to get stranger and weirder and more bizarre. And it's going to be a wild ride, and I'm glad to have you all along with me. So as long as you enjoy watching this stuff, I'm going to enjoy making it. Also, I want you all to keep your eyes peeled for next Wednesday, because I'm going to be dropping something that I've made specially for you folks, for everyone that watches these videos. I've been building my very own Doom map in Doom Builder, and I'm going to release it to everyone for them to freely download and mess around with and mod to their heart's content as a token of my gratitude. Because again, you guys are freaking awesome. But anyway, let's talk about this mod. Anyone that remembers GoldenEye 64 will be getting a strong sense of deja vu here, because this is almost an exact replica of the level design from the original game. The only difference here is that the Doom engine has a few limitations, and those limitations are you cannot build rooms on top of rooms. So this here, you'd normally think it'd go to an inside room with a staircase up to the top, right? Wrong. It's a teleporter. And that is to get around the design limitation of the Doom engine, something that I've been learning quite a lot about since I've been dabbling in Doom Builder myself. And you'll notice that this doesn't have a roof. The bunker doesn't have a roof. And that's because, again, you can't have a chunk, above an empty chunk. You just can't do it. I'm probably saying this all terribly wrong, and all the people who know the technical aspects and wordings of this are probably face-palming like crazy right now, but forgive me, I'm a noob, alright? I'm new at this map designing thing. This map designing shindiggery. But other than that, there's not really too much different from the N64 version of GoldenEye. Everything was kind of low poly to begin with. The enemies are sprites, the guns are sprites, the items are sprites. It's pretty much exactly what you'd expect. But the limitations of the engine mean that the builder, the author of this, has had to be a little bit more, let's say, creative in how they structure the levels. And instead of ladders, because I believe ladders don't really exist in Doom, they've got a rather cunningly designed set of steps, which function pretty much exactly the same as ladders, and I think that's pretty cool. That's a pretty awesome way of getting around the design limitations. And here, we're in another one we've just teleported to, and if we go down the stairs, we teleport again, because rooms, above rooms or below rooms, it doesn't work that way. In terms of how the game feels, I think it honestly plays a little bit better than GoldenEye 64, and that may sound like heresy to a few of you. I know, a few of you may be very big fans of the original GoldenEye 64, but you've got to admit, the control scheme has dated severely over time. If you've tried playing GoldenEye 64 recently with the N64 controller, and you're someone that plays FPS games on a frequent basis, it feels horrible. It feels horrible to play, especially the precision aiming mode. It's just absolutely ass backwards. So it's nice to see it translated into Doom like this, because I think it works pretty damn well. Other than that, I think the remake, or the demake rather, as I'd call this, is kind of pointless, because there's not too much new, if that makes any sense. There's not enough difference between this and the N64 version. And sure, it was a more powerful piece of software, speaking of the N64 at the time. But I don't personally gain anything from seeing GoldenEye in this kind of scenario. Sure, it's cool, it's a really great achievement, but it doesn't really tickle me fancy, if that makes any sense to you guys. I'd rather see something with an interesting spin on the GoldenEye formula than something that attempts a one-for-one remake. But anyway, let's dive off the dam. And because this is Uber Doom Guy Bond, he doesn't need no bungee cord. That's for sissies. We just jump straight down to the bottom. And we're gonna go on straight to the next level. Let's drop. Oh man, those are 90s as hell. Those portraits of the film characters, could you get any low quality? You probably could get lower quality than that, but that is impressive. That is impressive. I'm feeling the 90s vibes right now. Anyway, let's forge ahead. Wait, wrong button. Okay, let's go surprise a Soviet soldier on the crapper, shall we? You heard me. Oh wait, no, I forgot about the ledge. There's a little ledge at the top there where you can get the laser watch. And it's badass. But because I forgot about it like a bloody idiot, I'm gonna have to use the judo chop instead. So, how many judo chops does it take to knock out a soldier on the bug? 1, 2, not too shabby. Mystery solved. And yes, that is poo in the loo. I don't know why I check every single time. I think it's just attention to detail. I'm impressed by it. That and morbid curiosity. And yes, I killed a scientist. You can't judge me. I have a license to kill. Thug life. I'm sure there's another soldier. No other soldier. And the layout of this level is pretty much identical. Same as the first one. It's a 1-for-1 remake of the level layout. And to be honest, I think that works against it more than anything. There's not really that many surprises. Sure, it's impressive to have it built in the Doom engine, but I think it kind of takes away the surprise, you know, of exploring a new level, of figuring out what you're supposed to do, because this version of GoldenEye, it doesn't have the benefit of the objective system. So you don't have various bits and bobs that you need to do around the level. It's pretty much just a straight run to the finish. And another thing I miss, something that they obviously can't do in this version of the game, is the localized damage on the sprites. So you could shoot them in the leg and they'd flinch, or you could shoot them in the hand and they'd drop their weapon. I love that stuff. It was amazing interactivity, especially for the day. And I just kind of miss it, so I'm just going to have to make do with vodka martinis instead. They replenish your health. They turn Bond into a functional alcoholic. It's a shame that you don't have some kind of alcohol sway in this version of the game. They should totally patch that in. And beer, believe it or not,
Yes! I am invincible!
triggers a quote from Boris from the GoldenEye film, and it gives you extra health. And it's one of the more doomier things about this mod, and it's coincidentally one of the things I enjoy as a result. And the control scheme. I've probably already mentioned it, but it's miles better than the N64 control scheme. The less we talk about the N64 control scheme, the better, in my opinion. And I just wish they would have done their own thing. I just wish they would have incorporated, you know, more of the hell aspects with a sprinkling of James Bond. In fact, that's what they end up doing. Despite the fact that this mod has an absolute crap ton of levels, they get to a certain point where they realize that they can't actually translate the original levels into Doom anymore. So what ends up happening is you get some really weird levels that basically just go the straight Doom route and start introducing demons and all sorts of weird crap like that. And honestly, I like that stuff. It's just a shame that they couldn't bring, like, the Cradle level. I don't know if you know the Cradle level. But in the N64 version, it was like the final showdown between you and Sean Bean's character. I'm just going kill crazy now, by the way. And it was suspended above a giant satellite dish. And I can imagine that would be a giant pain in the ass to try and design in the Doom engine, because it's got some severe limitations on that front. So, you know what? I just wish they would have introduced more unique aspects earlier on. But other than that, I don't want to diminish the fact that they've done a really damn fine job of translating the original game. It's great. It's just that it's kind of boring. It's predictable. It's stuff that I've played a bazillion times before, stuff that I know like the back of my hand. And I find more fun in checking out the portrait of James Bond in the middle, because he looks more like George W. Bush than he looks like Pierce Brosnan, with a slightly cross-eyed and blank expression. I do enjoy the little flinches he makes when he gets shot. And he also has this really weird head tilt. Try and keep your eye out for it, because I'm always focusing a little too much on the crosshairs to notice it, but he does a little weird head tilt. I have no idea what it's supposed to be. But it's entertaining nonetheless. Oh, well, that's another scientist down. But yeah, ultimately, it's okay. It's well worth checking out. There's a lot more to this than just the single-player campaign. It actually has a multiplayer Skulltag variant, but because I'm absolutely terrible at that stuff, I'll leave that for you to explore and check out. There's also a wave survival mode built into this that plays a lot more with the hell and demon aspect. So you've got waves of monsters and all that kind of stuff. In my version, it's a little broke. And to be honest, as you get further along in the campaign, it gets progressively more and more kind of bugged and broken. It's obviously something that has taken a long time to create. Whoever's behind it, I think the author's name is Oromov, I get the impression that they're kind of working mostly on their own, so any updates are very few and far between, so I'm happy to have a largely workable version like this. Once again, the link will be in the description below, and if you actually want to play the more recent beta version, cheeky, you can actually download it. There's a 2014 version that attempts to integrate more interactive aspects into the game and make it a lot more like the original GoldenEye, but personally, I think it makes it worse, a hell of a lot worse, because it slows your character down, it gives you really ugly looking crosshairs, and it substitutes a few of the models for like sprite polygon hybrids. It's ugly, it's ugly. I really wish they would have just stuck with the original sprites. But anyway, let's kill Sean Bean, because he can't be allowed to survive. I'm pretty sure I've created a time paradox there, but anyway, I've pretty much ran out of things to say. Let's finish this trio of levels off. And if you remember, we've got to escape by jumping into a plane and flying away to freedom. And another kind of minor gripe, I kind of find this a little too easy. There was a bit, I'm not sure if it was artificial difficulty on the part of GoldenEye 64 with the aiming system, but I just find the ability and just the freedom of movement just makes you absolutely bloody unstoppable. I mean, you can see how much armor I've got here. And I've got a bazooka. I can just totally massacre half of Soviet Russia's troops here. And in place of the gun turrets, because quite honestly, that's probably a hard thing to create in the Doom engine. They've just got heavy gunners instead. And here we go, we've got the hordes spilling out. Now, normally this would be a death sentence if I was playing the N64 version. And sadly, I cannot hop into the tank. You can hop into it in the more recent beta test version. But I'm going to warn you now, it's wonky. It's really, really, really wonky. But still enjoyable. Enjoyable to an extent, rather. And I hope you've enjoyed watching it. Once again, this is my post-1000th subscriber Doom Mod Madness video. I hope you've all enjoyed watching it. Once again, the links are in the comments below. Keep your eyes peeled for Wednesday, when I'll hopefully drop a map just for you guys to mess about with and have fun with. This has been Mr. Icarus. This has been GoldenEye Doom. Icarus out. Get in the damn plane! Why aren't you working?